Welcome to the channel. Ahilan here. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Today, we have a very special guest with us, a celebrity on the channel, Mr. Godfrey Mangwiza. And just to give you a brief overview of how we do things, this channel is dedicated to financial education. So we're usually talking about passive income, online businesses, and investing. But in today's video, we're going to talk about your personal life experiences in regards to the TV industry and financial principles and just general principles you've applied to break into such a saturated industry. What did you do? What were your experiences, your struggles, your tribulations, and things of that nature? So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Godfrey?
Yeah, absolutely, Ahilan. First of all, glad to be on your show. Hey,
Thanks for coming.
really appreciate the work you're doing here online, helping educate people about finances. And, really proud of you, man. But yeah, so basically, I was born in Zimbabwe. I came to Canada in 2008. So that's about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you were actually one of the first friends I made.
Oh,
I was in high school. Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but I actually happen to know Ahilan from way back. We went to school together. So I came to Canada, totally new society, didn't know anybody, had to really learn how to adapt and how to become part of the new society and really learn how to make new friends and network and build a new relationships that I didn't have prior. So it's been quite a tough journey, right? Seeing where I came from to where I am now. I now know a lot of people. I've been fortunate enough to even find work, become a TV personality, and it just has all come full circle.
Awesome. Yeah, you've been on a number of shows actually. Notably Big Brother Canada. He was second runner-up, won $25,000. He came so close to winning the first prize,
Almost
$100,000. But hey, $25,000, you can't complain.
I'm telling you, right? I like to think things happen for a reason. So yeah, I'm not mad.
Good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you broke into the TV industry? As we all know, it's very tough to get into the TV industry. And maybe somebody watching this wants to know how you were able to do it, coming from where you came from, and just really, like you said, you knew nobody, you had no connections.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what did you do to stand out from the crowd?
So yeah, for people who are not familiar with Big Brother Canada, it is a reality TV show where basically a group of strangers live in a house, and every week one person is voted out until there's finally two people, and then the people voted out vote for a winner. So it's essentially a social game, really popular show. There's a US one, there's one in the UK. And how I sort of broke into reality TV, it's never one of the things I imagined I would ever do. But I know growing up in Zimbabwe, we did have access to internet. And I would watch a lot of American shows. And I always watched the show Big Brother and found it interesting, just the social aspect of the game. Mm-hmm. And it's always something that I was like, you know what? It would be kind of cool to do. And how I broke into the TV industry, I auditioned. I went on the internet, did some research, started typing in questions like, how do you get on reality TV? So a lot of people don't understand the internet is a powerful thing. You can really get a lot of information to do things that you normally wouldn't know how to break into. So I just used the resources that I had, went on YouTube, learned from past people, articles they read, past house guests, and past people who've been on reality TV. And that's where I sort of found the game plan. And then after that, I just went to the auditions and I was confident in myself and I got cast.
Wow,
it wasn't as difficult as it may look, really, right?
No, you're being modest. No, that's amazing actually, because the way I'm looking at it is you knew nobody, you had no network, but you just used the internet. And like you said, the internet is a powerful tool. And the emphasis on my channel is actually using the internet, leveraging the internet. Yeah. So with online businesses and things like that, of that nature, for people to become financially free. But in any case, that's just amazing. And I wanted to touch a bit on some of the situations you were in, on whether it was Big Brother or any other reality TV show. Because to be honest, I'm not much of a TV guy, right? But I actually watched the Big Brother series just for you because you were on it.
It's a tough game, yeah. It's a really difficult game.
You were in a lot of tough situations, and you were on the chopping block.
Yeah, as they call it.
Many times. So why don't you tell people about your strategies that you used and you implemented. So things like perseverance, endurance, patience. Like, how did you exercise that and the parallels between that and business?
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, like coming into the house, the Big Brother game, a lot of people will always say you have to have a strategy, you have to have a plan. But what I found out just from my life experience is, like as the great Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. So I never really specifically had a plan. My plan was to just go with the flow, adapt as the situations change, because I knew I didn't know who was going to be in the house with me. So I just waited till I was actually inside, and then I just adapted. If things went a certain way, I just went with the flow, and I made decisions on a case by case basis. Now I do advocate having a plan in hindsight, because hey, maybe that's why I came second. But at the same time, I feel like you really have to be adaptable in such a game like that. And it really relates to business as well. It's good to have a plan. It's good to say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to stick to. But things are always changing. The markets are changing. Consumers are changing. Culture is changing. And that all affects your plan that you might have had. So it's good to have a plan, but you must also leave room for improvisation.
Yeah, it was a theorist, Charles Darwin, who said,
Yeah.
You have to adapt, right?
You have to
adapt. It's not the strongest to survive, but
It's
those
the
who
adaptable,
adapt.
absolutely. And what kept me alive in the game was my ability to adapt, my ability to jump ship. If I was with a certain group and I saw that that ship was sinking, I had to go to the next one.
Mhm.
And I had to, or my mind had to always be changing and always keeping my options open. And then aside from my adaptability, I'd say what kept me alive in the game was also just persevering, like staying consistent and just being patient, because it is really a game of patience. And things just don't happen overnight. Even when you've had your plans, you have to be patient to let them, let the plan come to fruition, so to speak. So patience was a huge deal, especially in a reality TV scenario where things can be chaotic, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people are doing things for the ratings, and you got to stay calm. People will agitate you. So yeah, it was just patience, perseverance, and being adaptable.
I like that. And I like how you emphasize patience, because in business, a lot of times I get questions. People are looking for get rich quick schemes.
Of course.
But they gotta understand. You gotta exercise patience in business,
do,
in
you
all
have
aspects
to.
of life. And yeah, so I actually want to touch a bit on. Now you talked about how you how you applied and whatnot, but what advice can you give people who are watching, who want to get into reality TV show? What can they do to break into the industry, right? What can they do?
Well, what I would say is, just as with any industry, if you wanted to be a doctor, you wanted to be a lawyer, the first thing is you have to research. You really have to research. Know what you're getting into. Because reality TV is not really all it's cut out to be. For all you know, maybe you might not like it. Or maybe you might love it, but you have to research. You have to know what you're getting into. And don't just jump in there and say, I want to be on TV. I'm going to make money. First, do the research and find out, can you even make money from that show? What is your motivation to be on reality TV? Why do you want to be on? And then just do the research in terms of getting on. There's so much information online about the casting process, where a lot of things that maybe back in the day might not have been open to the public eye. Now there's a lot of information out there. So I just say research. And the most important thing, when you do finally get that opportunity to audition for a show you want, whether it be a talent show like American Idol, I don't know if they still have that, or maybe it's a reality TV show where you're just living with some strangers, or a cooking show, is to just be confident. Reality TV is really personality driven, and you want to be a relatable person who people want to watch, who people would. You don't have to be entertaining, so to speak. A lot of people think it's just about entertainment, but it's about real, relatable people. People like to watch people who remind them of themselves, who they see a little bit of themselves in.
Mm-hmm.
They want to hear your life story, somebody who's had some struggles and overcome it, so that they can look up to you. So it's not just about, I know with a lot of popular shows like The Jersey Shore, we kind of have this false perception that you just got to be crazy. But no, people really want to see. Sometimes people like the crazy people because they see the crazy in themselves. So it's just about being relatable and being real. Because the audience, they can sniff out a fake right away. And when you're trying too hard, they can tell. So you just have to be real and be yourself.
That's some great advice you're giving people out there. What would you say people have to do to stand out? Like, you obviously had to stand out from the crowd. So, like, maybe you can give, if you don't mind, sharing your insider secrets on the channel of how you stood out to get onto the TV show. Because you can't be an ordinary person, right? There has to be something appealing about you that gets you on. You don't have to tell everything, but just a little.
Ahilan, you're making me reveal all my secrets now. Like, well, like, in order to stand out, like, everybody stands out. Every single person is unique in their own way. Mm-hmm. Even the most boring person who you might think, oh, this guy's boring. But they have something that stands out about them. Maybe you have a quirky little habit you have. Or maybe you have something you're good at, a talent. Maybe you're a cat person and you have 5, 8 cats. Some people might find that to be an interesting thing. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you're somebody like myself. You are an immigrant. That you stand out from the crowd. You yourself right away, there's a lot of things that stand out about you that you might not know yourself until somebody pointed it out and said, hey, Ahilan, you are really good at this. Mm-hmm. So I'd say find that one thing that makes you unique and leverage that and really lead forward with that. If you're pretty, you look good, lead forward with that. There's no shame in that. And I don't know actually, I'll use an example right now, something current happening. I don't know if you don't really watch TV, but I suppose you've been on the internet lately. And have you seen the famous mugshot about a neck guy with a huge neck?
Yeah, I've seen that.
This guy, believe it or not, he's now actually making money. Yeah. His social media presence grew because of that.
He was a criminal, right?
He was a criminal. And he just got famous off the mugshot because he had a white neck. Mm-hmm. So something as silly as that, before, this guy wasn't making any money. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, because of that, he found something that stands out about him. Mm-hmm. So I really believe everybody has something that stands out about them, but you just gotta find it. In my scenario, what I found that stood out about me in the casting process is I was like, okay, Godfrey, you are a guy who's come from a third world country and moved into Canada. So right away, I really used that. I was also taking psychology at the time. I was doing my undergrad. So I was like, you know what? I bet half these people are not taking psychology. So I used that. And I really made it seem more impressive than it was and leveraged the fact that I was a psychology student and I was an immigrant. And so, like, it's simple stuff like that can make you stand out from a crowd. Mm-hmm. You just got to find it in you. But stand out doesn't mean you have to be the tallest or the prettiest or the loudest. It just means you have to be able to leverage what you have, whatever it may be.
I like that. So he's basically saying, be resourceful.
Exactly.
Be creative, right?
Be creative, yeah.
Have a creative angle.
If you don't have something, come up with it.
Come up with it, right?
Yeah.
And exercise patience.
Patience.
That's phenomenal.
That's the most important one, really.
That's phenomenal.
You really made a huge point when you said a lot of people want things overnight. But yes, it does happen overnight for some, but you gotta be patient and realize that there's really no rush. Like, you're gonna make it to your destination, but just be patient. Like, that. When you try to rush the process, that's when you make mistakes and you're not learning any lessons. So you really gotta be patient and then just let the process take care of itself.
I like that. You're gonna make it to your destination, but just enjoy the process.
Enjoy it, exactly. The journey is the reward most of the time.
And the mistakes are your stepping stones to success. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you one last question before we end this interview. It's been an awesome interview so far. My last question is for you. You are currently doing I believe you're on a new show. Sense Appeal.
Oh yeah, Sense Appeal.
So how's that going for you? Why don't you tell the audience what that's about, how you got into it, and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, Sense Appeal, just another show that actually one of the casting directors contacted me about during the summer. I had worked with her in the past where I was supposed to do a show with her, but it really didn't work out due to scheduling and availability. And then she just hit me up and said, hey, Godfrey, we have a great new show. I think it would be perfect for you, and I'd love to audition you out for it. And then I sent in a Skype interview, did an audition tape, and then I was able to get cast. And the really funny thing about that, it really brings a huge really important thing about networking.
Mm-hmm.
Had I not networked, had I not had a working relationship with that casting director, she might not have reached out to me in particular.
Ah.
But because of that networking that I did, and I had only worked with her once.
Okay.
I had only met her once,
Uh-huh.
but I had kept in contact with her, kind of saying, hey, Merry Christmas, stuff like that, like, hey, Happy Thanksgiving, just send them messages. How is everything going? Something that's just genuine. Like, I'm not saying
be fake,
but stuff as simple as that, keeping a working relationship. Like, it doesn't have to be, hey, let's go out for a beer now.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be the simple things, like just Happy Easter. Hey, how's the job doing? Hope you're getting a lot of opportunities. Let me know how I can help. If you need people for other shows, let me know. I might have some friends. And when people see that they can use you and you're actually useful to them,
Mm-hmm.
and you're actually helping out, they are more likely to want to reward you.
Yeah.
And that's really how I would describe my relationship with her.
Uh-huh.
Every time, even when I've worked for the show, Sense Appeal, I'm still helping promote the show now.
Mm-hmm.
Even stuff that's not in contract, just going the extra mile, showing that you are an asset. That's really, it goes a long way, especially in the entertainment industry, which is really huge on connections and relationships. It's always good to keep a good, cordial working relationship and not just, oh, hey, I'm done for the show. Thanks for the chat. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, you do that.
Yeah, it's over.
Like, why would they want to help you out with anything else, right? It's just like any other relationship in life. You and your mechanic, if you actually get along with them and you are helping promote their business and you're saying, hey, Mr. Mechanic, thanks, you fixed my car. Give me your card so I can give to my friends. And then they're like, you know what? I like that guy.
Yeah.
That guy is he's a good customer and he helps me out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, now they're giving you discounts. Now and connections.
Awesome. Yeah. So would you agree that business is actually about relationships? It's about building rapport.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, I always like to bring parallels to the Big Brother game. It's a social game, but there's so much like the real world. So much like the real world. Just like in the Big Brother house, you have the people who are in power, who could be able to vote you out. No different than the business world. You have the guys with the resources.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to kiss ass. Sometimes you have to make friends. And most importantly than making friends is don't make enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Like in any aspect of life, especially in business, you want to have allies, not competitors.
Okay.
Competition is a great thing, but it's better to have allies. So its relationships are so important in the business world, and just networking, getting to know people who are going to help bring you to your final destination. People who are going to support you and people who you can also help, because it is a two-way thing. It's not just about you getting help. It's about you helping others too.
Mm-hmm.
And back and forth.
Yeah, give and take policy for sure. You've dropped a lot of gems on this interview.
Thanks.
And you've pointed out the parallels between business and...
Well, I watch your videos, so I'm learning myself too.
Thanks. That's going to be all for this video, guys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it insightful, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.